All right. So some of you, thank you. Voice is off. Some of you write in this A. It was evolved from our Roman A like so. This is actually bookhand. That A is bookhand, which is a lowercase, a minuscule. And bookhand is our fourth quarter, or whenever we finish our first couple projects with Uncial. Okay? So we have 4 to 6 pen widths high, and the Uncial A evolved from that Roman capital. All right. Let me go into showing you the strokes of the A and the different variations real quick. So let me zoom in here so you can see a little better. Our first stroke will be, and you could just watch me for now, will be up and down, like so. Some of us have a little curve at the end. If you wish to just have it flat, like so, that's totally fine as well. The second stroke, you'll start near the top, bring it down, sort of curve it around, and then straight back up, okay? Another variation is you start near the center of the stem, you go up and down, and then you bring it back up like so. The third variation is just nice and round, little oval like so. So I'm going to leave which style, which variation of the A up to you. Nope. So this is going to be my example sheet of those different strokes and the different variations. Now, let's get into our green bar paper. And it doesn't matter. You can start with the green line or the white line. Okay. So just open up that lid and dip the pen in. Louise, help her out because she's new. Okay. All right. So again, we're going to stay within the guidelines. So up, down, and stop. And then start where you first started that stroke, bend it around, and then up. That A is basically this A. All right? That's it. The difference is some of us want to go up at the end, have a little tail if you want. That's totally fine. Or you can keep it flat, like so. All right, so let's do a few of these A's. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Victor. Trabaja con nosotros, por favor. So that's that one variation. Let's just all practice these 3 different ones. So the second variation will be 1. And then we go up, down, like so, and then back up. Yep, so the second stroke goes up, down like a wave, and then straight up at a 45-degree angle. Do you mind doing attendance? Make sure you're in your seats, please. Okay, so again, that's 1, 2. Say it again. Yeah, choose which of the 3 that you like. But let's try that third one, which is just nice and round, like so. Some of you will prefer that one. Sarah, make sure you're working with us. This is your time. This is your time if you're struggling to ask me questions, because we're going to move fast here. We're going to move on to the B, okay? So you have the A. You'll do a whole row of A's, a whole row of B's, a whole row of C's. Now the B, first stroke of the B, I'm going to show you this worksheet right here has the bottom of the B fairly, at an angle, which I'll show you. I like the bottom of my B round. So the first stroke of the B is up, down. This is I'm copying this one right here. You stop there, so then this continues with the first stroke. You don't lift your pen off. Okay, so there's that first stroke. So it's up, down, and then over. Well, because I had to get this paper. And then the second stroke is up and over for the bowl, and then the second bowl. Usually the bottom bowl is a little bit larger. Okay, I'll do that one more time. So it's up, down, 1, stop, and then bring it over, 2. And then the second stroke is 1, 2. I don't like that. Personally, I don't like that. If you like this hard edge right here, that corner, fine. That's totally fine. You can go with it. I prefer more of a rounded bottom, which is going to look like this. Shh, thank you. Up, down, and then just curve it over like so. Okay? I prefer that, and then the second stroke is 1, 2. Remember the bottom bowl, this bowl is larger. This one, yes. All right, slow. Slow. 1. Curve it over. Keep the angle at that 45. Uncial can be between 30 degrees and 45 degrees. It really doesn't matter. 30 degrees is going to be, so if this is 45, 30 degrees is like that. So it's going to be a little bit thicker. All right, so the second stroke is going to be, this is a 45-degree angle. 1, 2. If I change it to 30-degree angle, you'll see a little bit of a difference, not too much. That is the B. All right, let's try it on your green bar paper real quick. Skip a line. So if you started on the green, thank you. So up, down, and over. 1, and then 2. Yes. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's the rounded bottom. If you, yep. Up, 1 second, Daniela. If you wanted that angle at the bottom, it's going to look like that. This angle where it's not rounded at the bottom. See that difference right there and right there? Is it broken or is it just not bent? All right. Can you get it out of there? Is that what it is? No, that's not what it is. At the end of class, we'll walk it off. Let's just keep going. The C. Ooh, my bad, Era. The C. First stroke of the C is going to be round. 1. That's the first stroke. So I will explain. The second stroke is 2 like so. Really wrong. All these letters are based on the letter O, just like in any other alphabet. Now, the difference between Uncial and Gothic and Italic is that Italic, that O, was more of an ellipse. It was squeezed together. Okay? Gothic, obviously, is again more of a rectangular O, whereas the Uncial O is a complete circle. So that's going to be, I think the O in Uncial is probably the hardest letter because it's got to look round, right? If you do it wrong, then it might be a little bit lopsided like this. And we're going to notice. So I think the best way to learn the O is this second stroke, go a little bit further than you would naturally, and you'll get more of a rounded O. Okay, so again, the B is going to fit within the guideline of the O. Okay, the C is going to fit within the guideline of the O. Same thing with the A, will fit within the guideline of the O. So all of these letters are nice and wide. They're really wide, guys. This is going to be the widest alphabet that you practice. Okay, let's try the C. Skip a line. Can I do it here? Zoom, dang. All right. First stroke is 1. Second stroke is 2. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. Make sure they touch the baseline and the waistline. What's up? I won't be able to help you individually right now. We got to get through half this alphabet. Let's go on to the D. The C is fairly. You need to be wider than that. Can I show you? No, this is a good start. We all start a little skinnier than we should, all right? So the correct width of that C is going to be much wider. You see the difference right there? Much wider. Yeah, your first one's probably your best. All right. The D, the two strokes for the letter D is going to be, thank you. First stroke starts off like the C, but it touches the waistline. Second stroke is above the waistline, but fairly skinny. And again, that challenge is to get it nice and wide. Okay? So it's somewhat similar, like this tail at the top is somewhat similar to the Gothic D. Remember Gothic was this curve right there? Well, in Uncial, sort of same stroke, but more curved out. Okay. Your challenge will be to get it round. So if you're getting something that looks like this, we will notice. Okay. This is a good one, and that's not so great. All right. Round. My calligraphy teacher, when I showed off this project that you're going to do next, when I showed it to him, I'm like, what are some suggestions? What are some tips that you would give them more than what I gave them? And he's like, have them make their letters rounder, wider, more circular. Okay, let's try that. Good. The tail is too high. What you don't want to do, can I just show you real quick? What you don't want to do is have this tail way up here. Remember, there's hardly any ascenders or descenders. This D is going to be really close to the waistline right there. There you go. Getting better, getting better. 1, 2. Good, good. So make sure that tail starts off near the left edge of that first stroke. Okay? So I'm seeing some of you do this. Like that. Okay? Where this one is a little bit too short. So again, 1, 2. Yeah, it's an O with a little tail coming up. Okay, that's the D. All these letters are based on the O. The E. All right. The E starts off just like the C. Jazz, thank you. Thank you. You could either do one of two variations. The first variation is the oldest variation, where the second stroke comes down, back, and over. Okay? You can get rid of that stroke. This is an older variation of the E, where you have 1, 2, and then 3. I like the E because the crossbar of the E, let's say a word or a line ends in a word that has an E at the very end. I always like to do like some sort of flourish like that, if you want, at the end, like a little fishtail, just to elegantly end the line. All right. So again, I'll do that one more time. So first stroke is 1. Second stroke is 2, and then 3. This part could extend past the right side if you want, or you can, yeah. So 1, 2, you can have it go past right here as well. Okay, that's the E. Let's practice it on our green bar. A couple practice strokes. Skip a line again. You'll come back to them and do all the whole line together. 1, 2, 3. My bad. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you have those variations. Uh-oh. Well, I just did that real fast. Hey. Or you can go down for that flourish. Hey. Fanciness. What? This line, well, yeah, if you keep it at a 45, it's going to be pretty thick. So sometimes I just bring it down to like maybe a 10 degree, 10 degree angle. This would be 0 degree,
I am not that precise.
10 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree.
Could you just do it straight across?
Yep. All right. The F has a little bit of a descender. So, first stroke of the F is going to start up, down, come a little bit below the bass line. You stop right there. Second stroke is up and over. Third stroke is over. Okay. This stroke, the crossbar of the F, is not going to look like this. It will not be up here. It's not going to be halfway. It's going to be closer to the bass line. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, so the F naturally is a descender, but it's not going to go way down to here. You don't need it down there. Okay. So again, it's 1. And if you want, I like to just do a little flick like this with the left corner of my nib to get a hairline. That little flick. You could, if you want, instead of bending the top of the F, you can create your F like that if you want. Okay. That's the F. Let's practice it on our green bar. Well, I'll show it to you here. So 2 variations. There's 1. And then here's 2. Crossbar is near the bass line. Yeah, if you want. Yep.
Yeah.
What? All right.
Way down.
All right. Just wiggle it. I got to keep going. Reminder. If that's the O, the F has to fit inside that O. It is going to be pretty wide. Okay? So the O should be able to fit inside that letter. That's the F. Let's move on to the G. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Oh, terrace. The serif. The serif. Just wiggle it. Wiggle it. There should be a... Thank you. You guys are distracting me. That's why I can't focus right now. So I told you to start off like this. Totally fine. But if you want to start off straight like this and then add your serif like so. So first stroke is 1. Second stroke would be 2. Okay? So if I were doing the F, it would be 1. Here's that serif right there. 2, 3. If you want to keep it round like that, that's fine. This is a little bit more of a challenge, okay? So 1, and then a little diamond right there, 2. So if I do it... No, it's got to be curved. You got to have a serif on Uncial. You got to have that thick part at the top. Okay. Let's go on to the G. We're going to start off just like... What? This is the serif for the F, or when we get to another letter like the H. Okay. So the G, 1, that's the first stroke. Second stroke is at the top, so we have the letter C. And the third stroke comes down and over like so. It's got to be at an angle. It's not going to be straight down. but it will be at a slight angle like so. Yep. So again, it's going to be, let me change to red. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just a little bit far down, okay? And a little bit at an angle. That's the G. Let's practice that on green bar real quick. Yeah, it's just a small 1. Whoa, that was bad. Oh my gosh. Well, good, because that was a bad one. All right. 1, 2, wide, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. Try not to get it. I got it halfway up. Technically, it should be down here. Technically. Now, am I going to grade you on that? No. That's better. It should be more at an, yours is going up and down like so. Have it more at an angle like that. You got this, Joe. Good, but more at an angle. You could still do that little SE curve if you want like that, but slanted down. Good. Just wider. You need to make yours wider. All right, H. Good. H. The H. Fantastic. Wider. All right, let's go ahead. Let's draw our vertical line, the stem for the H. Let's add that serif at the top right here. 1, 2. That's our first 2 strokes. Yeah, so the H is an ascender, but it's just like the D where it only goes up a little bit. Now the H is going to be round. Okay. You could, if you want to start off like this for the H, that's fine. But again, it's based off the letter O. It's going to be round. So if I see anything that looks like this, I'm going to ask you to redo it so nothing looks like this. That's way too skinny. The O should fit inside of that letter. So again, 1, 2, 3. Good. Try and keep this underneath the waistline. Try and keep that bowl underneath the waistline. You don't have to do this, serif. If you just want to keep it round like that, I'm fine with that. Okay, there's our H. So, green bar paper, skip a line. It goes 1. It just should be 1 pen width above the waistline. It's not going to be way up here. No. Cut it down. All right. The I. Super easy. The I is going to be basically just a stroke that goes down like so, and then your serif at the top right there. That's the I. Okay, so if you just wanted to do an I that curves up like this and down, totally fine. You could do a little flick at the bottom, a hairline. Actually, we're gonna probably save that hairline for the J, so I wouldn't do that for the I. Okay, so it's 1 and a serif. No, that's the I. Don't even think about doing something else. Because then it's not Uncial. There's no dot, remember, that's a minuscule. Majuscules, capital letters do not have the dot. All right. So 1, 2. All right. Green bar paper. We're almost halfway. Whoa. Make sure they're vertical, not slanted. Mine got slanted right there.
Oh, boo.
Boo-hoo. 1, 2. Or just like that, either one. Yeah. So if you're going to do this serif, do it for all of them. Do it for the H, do it for the F, do it for the B. If it's going to be round at the top, then keep it consistent with all your letters. All right, the J. J is just like the I, but this time it will descend a little bit and curve over like so. And then you add your serif right there. So again, it's 1, curve over. Again, it should just be barely underneath the baseline. It's not going to come way down here. No. And then don't forget your serif. Or if you just want to do it curved, that's fine right there. That's the J. Again, there's no dot. It is not a minuscule. It's a capital. It's a majuscule. Green bar paper real quick. Skip a line. Or round at the top. We're going to do the KLM, and then you guys are on your own. Okay? So you should be flipping to your second page because we already filled up that first page. All right. Keep them together. Mine's wet and I can't put it on the document camera, so keep yours together. I'm just separating mine. All right. The K. All right, let's get to the K. All right, 2 types of K. They're going to stay inside the lines. So it's going to be 1. There's your serif. There's the second stroke. 2. And you could either curve it around like this, 3 and 4. Remember, the letter O should fit inside, or the K should fit inside the O. Okay. So let me do a second version down here, right underneath it. So there's 1. There's 2. Or you can come back like so for that K. It's a little thicker right there. So, yep. So it's 1. Start at the waistline, come over and then down, and then down and up. Okay. Yep. So 1. Don't forget your serif. I forgot it right there. Start at the waistline. Bring it over and then down, and then down and up. This piece, that stroke is it's a challenge to get at first. So if you're having a hard time, I would prefer you to do this one then. But again, that K should be fitting within the letter O. Nice and round like a circle. All right. I'm going to move on. I'm not going to do any green bar paper anymore. Let's do the L and the M. M is my favorite. All right, L. Start off like the I, so 1. Add your serif right there. 2. Come back around. And you could either lift up like so. Like 3. Ladies, thank you. Hey. So there's that L. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. You could always just do it in one stroke like so. That's totally fine. And then go back with your serif right there. Okay, so one stroke is fine. On your exemplar sheet, you see that stroke, the base of it goes down. You can do that if you want. That would just look like this. It's going to go down, 1, then bring it over and back. I don't prefer that. I don't really like it. 1, 2, and then back. It's a little strange for me, but if you like it, you can do it. Yeah, but I prefer 1, 2, and up. Now the L is one of the few where it's not really going to fit inside the letter O because it is just a vertical. Same thing obviously with the I and the J. Okay, so there's the L. Let's try the M. This is the problem I get with the letter M from you guys. All right, this is what I see from the M. Exact. You got my pet peeve. Jose, it's 2, or Miguel, I'm sorry. Miguel. So, first stroke is 1. Second stroke is 2. So you sort of have a curve and then it goes straight down. And then 1, 2, third stroke is going to be round like so. Those 2 bowls right here and right here should have the same counter space. So the space inside that letter will be even. Okay? It's not going to look like this. You're not going to have the left side nice and round and the right side all small. No. That is bad. That counter space is big here and small there. It's good. Yeah, no, that's a good one. A little bit rounder. Good, nice. That last one is fantastic. All right, 1, 2, straight down. Start where that curve is, and 3. That's the letter M. We got it? We get it?
Check it out.
Good. Good job. Try and touch that waistline. Try and touch that waistline right here. Why is the M what? Oh, N. We're not on. Do you want to do N right now? That'll be a last. All right, last one. N. I like the N. The N is fun for me, at least. Vertical. Okay, that's our first stroke. Second stroke is going to be curved like the letter S. All right. And then the third stroke, this is the hard part, is making sure these 2 pieces line up right there. Okay, that's the letter N. So again, it's 1, 2, 3. You need practice on that one. The curve is going this way. The curve does not go that way. No. You could add that serif at the top of the first stroke of that N right there. I like it.
Why don't we do like the N lowercase? Yo, check it.
You're talking about the N.
As in the H. Yeah, like that.
Okay, so what if you had a word? Give me a word where H and N are next to each other. J-O-H-N, John, right? So let's write the word John. So you have the J, serif, the O, round, the H, serif, the N. If you were to do it this way, they're too similar. It would be hard to read.
No, that is perfectly fine for
Too hard to read.
No. Look how the H has the center. Terry, that's fine. Can you do it now with the now?
Notice how my width is perfect, though. Can I do what?
Do it again, but with the other end.
The oh, John.
You're saying that N is not good? The round N?
The round end, no.
But that's the...
It's too confusing. All right.
Why is not confusing? Okay, how's that end?
Obviously.
It looks better, but still.
That's why I teach this class. All right. Let's stop at the end. So, all right. Good job, guys. Good job.